Welcome to my workshop again. So, for sale, 1980 Gottlieb James Bond. No, not my super checks. So I got this in some time ago. It's been fully rebuilt, top to bottom. As you can see, the Playfield has virtually no wear. A little scratch there. You know, that plastic has a crack, and there, someone tightened that one down too much. It cracked it. So that plastic is the only one that has any damage. All the other plastics are perfect. Typical little wear around the inserts, not much. Has the original Mylar off the kickers. You have that little nick right there. All new flipper mechs, all new flippers. The credit screen's been rebuilt. All the score screens have been rebuilt. New capacitor, new resistors, reflowed all the connections. They are extremely bright. All new Comet LEDs in the back, Comet LEDs in the playfield, all the way through. So you got purple on the inserts, greens, yellows, blues, all color matched. This thing's pretty clean. Cabinet's got scuffs here and there, but overall, no touch-ups from me, and no touch-ups that I've been able to find. It does have its wear, here and there. New key lock, because I usually put thumb locks on, but you can't put it on the head; it won't fit. Original drop targets, actually, I didn't replace them. They have some wear on the face, but not too bad, and it's actually, they work better than the reproduction ones, so I left them in. Like I said, there's not much wear on this thing. It's actually one of the cleanest ones I've got in a while. So in the back, I have new connector, new capacitor cell instead of battery. I started putting these in a little while ago. New interconnect cable. It's actually a new old stock that I was able to find that someone had, instead of either repairing the one that was there, because there's a couple broken pins on each one of these. A new interconnect for the power. You see, power is, both lights are on, which means it's fired up, ready to go. Voltage is dead on, 5.1. The soundboard's been rebuilt, new capacitors, reflowed most of the connectors for the chips, which is one of the big problems with that soundboard. It's original MPU, original power unit. Typically I replace these, but this thing, every time I tested it, it came out dead on. I put new capacitors in, and just reflowed the pins, and this thing works perfect. You have your one speaker, all the other connectors were good. Lamp driver boards fine, everything tested out. I did replace one transistor because there was a center tie light and the outline was out, which was that transistor. So I rebuilt that. Like I said, all the plastics are original. Only that one has a crack and the one spot's damaged. I did, if you can see it, I put a ice ring, a clear washer underneath it to stop it from breaking more. So that'll take the brunt of it. The Playfield's, pretty decent shape. The coin door, the interesting thing, it's original coin door. 25 cents for all you old-timers like me. One Susan B. Anthony dollar for 5 plays. Now, this is probably the cleanest coin door in the history of machines I've worked on. I did not clean this, I did not polish it. This is the way I got it. The center coin mech is a Susan B. Anthony coin mech, which goes for a pretty penny just on its own. Inside the machine is cleaned out, all new fuses, new filter capacitor right there, and I've gone through my normal checks, with all the coils, everything plays to spec. Now to the back glass, it's not great, it's not perfect. I've seen worse. The typical, fading. I'll put it on so you can see the light through. The only thing that I had to replace was the upper molding was gone. I still don't know how that was missing, but so that was the only work I really had to do to the cabinet. Let's see if I can get this on while holding, give you an idea of what it looks like. So like I said, not perfect. I think I gotta move that cable. Not perfect. The blue tint is kind of rubbed away. On this one, when I got it, that score screen was disconnected from the backboard, so it was rubbing. A lot of crazing on this, but like I said, definitely not the worst. It's actually pretty decent. I know you can get I've seen repros of this one. I think they're like $300, so it's not too bad. Now, for any of you who've never played this, this is not a standard 3-ball pin. This has the original ROM in it. The original Gottlieb came out with a replacement ROM to make it a standard 3-ball pin. This plays on time units. Time units, you start with 50 time units when you start the game. When you roll over one of the 007 gates, or you drop one of the drop targets, the clock starts ticking. That goes down from 50, and the object is, if you hit 2 targets simultaneously, you get more credits. There's other ways to get credits as you play the game, and you continue to play. You could play 2 balls, you could play 20 balls on this game, as long as you keep time credits. And on the last ball, when you run out of time, you keep playing the last ball. You can pick up more time credits, and you can keep playing that last ball until it drops. The double flippers are tough sometimes. You wind up getting a pinch between the two, and it's tough getting it out. But it's a very unique play. But yeah, Gottlieb came out with an upgraded ROM for this. to make it a just straight 3-ball pin, because the arcades were losing money. The kids were playing this thing for 25 minutes on a single coin. So it's a very unique play. Sound effects are, 1980. It's a, interesting sound effects. I got 1 credit, and I can start the game. Outer hull works fine. Targets reset, and I got the James Bond theme going. So I got 50 time units. Let's see how I can do one-handed here. So now it goes through, and my time units start ticking. The minute you go through the gate, you lose 5 time units. Now you can set up different options of this game. That when you run out of time, this option will light up, the special will light up, and if you hit that when the time runs out, you get 25 time credits. Right now it is turned off. Off was the default. But yeah, you're basically playing against the clock. A la, James Bond, it was definitely a unique, and as the time goes down to 27, as time goes down, the sound gets faster and faster, and until you run out of time. So that's James Bond. Anyone who's looking to buy this, also brand new legs, new leg bolts, new leg levelers, so you don't have to worry about that. All new rubber, all new, everything. This has been completely rebuilt. $2,500. It's James Bond. Just James Bond itself is worth $2,500. Having a Playfield from 1980 with almost virtually no wear and a fully working machine, this is well worth $2,500 for a man cave and someone who loves James Bond. But yep, let me know. $2,500. I'm sure we can make out a deal. Thanks for watching.